Okay, hello. I know I've been away for a really long time. I think like over a month, maybe even 2 months. And to be honest, it's been a bit of a weird one. I think summer is probably my least organized season. Like, I really don't like summer, and I am a mess during summer. And there's just so much happening that I don't really enjoy this season. But I'm not gonna keep saying that I'm gonna be consistent, that I'm gonna post this and I need to do this, because I know myself well enough to know that I'm not a consistent person. And sometimes I am in denial about that, but the reality is I'm not consistent enough to say that I'm actually gonna be consistent. So I'm done saying that. But yeah, I did make a video last month, like around the beginning of June. And I didn't post it because it was a video about grief. An old friend passed away, and it was a lot. And I think making that video really helped me. I think it helped me process my emotions, but it wasn't one that felt right posting it. I think I needed it to vent my frustrations, and then I just left it at that. But ever since then, I haven't really had anything specific that I really felt a strong urge to talk about. I also haven't had the time. I crashed my car, and now I have another car. But this is like a courtesy car, so hopefully I will get my car back. But yeah, I don't know, so much has been happening, and weirdly it just hasn't really felt like the right time to make anything, to talk about anything. But it's something I think I do often cover is, or just often think about and speak about, is friendships. Whether it's on this channel or my personal life and my personal conversations, I just talk about friendship a lot, because to me, I think it's is that my car telling me to shut the hell up? I don't know, but to me, friendship is just such a big part of being alive and being a person. I don't really have much like romantic interest or interest in relationships, at least not for me personally. I know most people do, and I understand that that's like the typical trajectory, and also something that's very encouraged in my own culture as well, but it's never really interested me. It's not something I really want. And so I guess the next thing, bar marriage, relationships, like romantic relationships and family, because I don't want to make my own family, I don't want to have kids, the other thing is friendship. And I think because I don't want those other things, friendship has then become so significant to me and so important to me. And recently I've made a lot of new friends, and it's been a weird experience because I really didn't mean to. I think I even made a video like 5 months ago straight up saying I have no friends. And whilst I kind of knew I was getting out of that space, I'd been there for like maybe like 6 months, and I knew I was starting to form new friendships. Now I have formed friendships, and it's made me realize my own like behavior and my own dynamics and things that I do like, and I kind of don't know if they're healthy necessarily, but I don't really want to give that up. One of those things is when I become friends with someone that I really, really click with, I know the healthy thing is to say, oh, like, let's just see each other maybe like once a week, once every 2 weeks. We don't need to see each other that often. We don't need to like be really involved in each other's lives or be around each other a lot. I don't necessarily feel that way. I think that for some people, I have like this connection to them and this calling to them where I want to be around them when we can be around each other, right? And that means, you know, if somebody is the kind of friend where I just feel like being around them, but it's not that strong. It's like I value them, I value my time with them, but I appreciate there being breaks between seeing them, or I can see them when I see them and when we're both free, and that's fine. But I do have certain connections where I'm like, I just want to see this person all the time. Like, I just want this person around me all the time. And I think they're kind of like my comfort friends. Like the friends that I just spend all of my time with, I message them even in like late evening, night. I'm like, do you want to get a coffee? We can go to like one of the chai places and get a tea and hang out. And I really appreciate when people share that energy, because I know that that can be a little frightening, a little scary. I think it's an energy that people are put off by, but I don't see the point in denying it anymore. Like, I'll give an example, an anecdote. I met this girl, really, really lovely girl, and I think we clicked like instantaneously. We hung out 2 times, I don't think more than 2 times, or 3 times, I don't know, but we hung out a few times, and she was really nice, and we clicked really well. But something about our conversations about boundaries and like blended with our sort of immediate connection, it just didn't add up for me. Like, I think I was trying to follow her lead, and also maybe being a little bit delusional, but we were kind of talking about our boundaries and friendships and how we don't believe that, you know, just to avoid the hardship that comes with like broken friendships, we don't want to rush into anything and like immediately run to be friends. But I think really and truly we were both the kind of people who do jump into friendships like head first. People say feet first, not even feet first, head first. And I thought about it later when I met some other people, and I was like, I don't actually want to be like that. I don't want to be one of those people who pretends that I don't feel as strong of a connection as I do, that relies on like the rules of time. Like, oh, I really want to message this person and hang out with them. But I saw them 3 days ago, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's too quick. I've only known them 2 months, so I shouldn't hang out with them for and it just wasn't making any sense to me. And then I think also my friend passing away, I regretted not making more of an effort, not reaching out more. That was like my main regret. And I thought about it and I was like, I don't really want to live a life where I'm always trying to kind of measure the amount of time I should spend with someone. That doesn't sound right to me. That doesn't feel right. To tell myself, oh, yeah, I hung out with them and we're both free, but let me not message them, because what if they feel like I'm being overbearing? And then, oh, but I messaged them on Instagram, so I shouldn't message them on WhatsApp, because then it's gonna look like I'm messaging them too much. It's just such a headache. Like, why am I pacing myself? I like you. I want to hang out with you. You like me. You want to hang out with me? Great, let's hang out. And this is like my favorite. This is so good. It's so good. Oh my god. And I haven't had one of these drinks in months. So good. But yeah, I don't want to pace myself. If I like you and we can be around each other and you like me, why are we pretending? Like, I don't get it. And the weirdest thing is, after I had that thought, I thought to myself, you know, like, what is it about me and friendships and my dynamics with people? And I think I do struggle to admit that I want that type of connection with people, that if it's instantaneous, just like let it be, let it rip, just fucking go for it. Because I think I'm afraid of partially rejection, but I think also just, whilst this is kind of the same thing, I'm saying rejection, but I think there's a type of rejection I can accept. Somebody not being interested in me is not that deep, but somebody becoming tired of me or slowly finding me irritating, I think that's the rejection that hurts me the most. And I worry that will happen. So I'm like, let me get ahead of that and cut them off first, right? Or run away from the situation first, or put those blocks and those parameters in place first. But I started to think about it and I was like, how about from now I just let it flow? Like, I just let my friendships flow and I just see where they go, and I check myself when I become jealous or when I become insecure, to the best of my ability, because I'm me, and maybe sometimes I'm also gonna need somebody else to call me out when it comes to that stuff, but hopefully I'll regulate myself well, fingers crossed. And then I made a new friend, and like I can't even remember when I met him, but I made a new friend. Me and him literally for the past like 2 weeks, we've hung out most of the days. Like we spent most of the past 2 weeks together, and it's been great. It's literally been amazing. I've seen him, I don't even know, maybe like 12 times, I don't know, and we've only known each other maybe like a month. And I think literally like a few months ago I would have been like, oh, that's crazy, just be alone, just spend time by yourself, just message people eventually, or let them message you first, and don't try and hang out with people too much even if you do like them. This is the first time in a long time. By a long time I mean like a year, but this is the first time in a while that I've met someone and just kind of let it flow. And it's weird because me and him, we don't necessarily say how much we like love hanging out with each other, which I do have with my best friend. I think when me and her first met, we really opened up to one another and clarified that we really enjoyed spending time together, which is why it was so easy for us to just hit each other up, be like, let's hang out, and then we'd hang out like basically almost every day. But it's weird, like with this friendship, time just goes, and I'll just call him or I'll just message him, and if he's around, we hang out, and then we'll just spend what was meant to be 2 hours together, and then it becomes 5 hours, which becomes 7 hours. And even when I think back just to that other friendship with the girl that I was friends with 2 months ago for 1 month, when I would hang out with her for a really long time and many hours would pass, it was more significant. It was like more of note, you know, like, oh, we hung out so long. And it's this thing where we're always trying to gauge, oh, is this too much time? Oh, is this something we should make note of? Should we avoid doing this the next time? Are we hanging out too much? Are we spending too much time together? And then, I don't know, doing that, it takes you out of the moment. It's like we just spent 8 hours together and it felt like nothing. And now we're trying to check lists because I don't know why. We don't want to be too overbearing, or we don't want the other person to think we're being overbearing. Like, I don't know the reason. And then I was just like, I don't really want that. And obviously, weirdly, a lot has happened. I don't know, it's only been 2 months, but so much has happened. And I've met a lot of new people and hung out with a lot of new people and made some, probably like, I would say like 2 or 3 very genuine connections. Which is weird because I really was like choosing to be a loner before. And now I think I've finally kind of let my walls down, and I'm trying to approach relationships in a different way. And I don't know if it's working. I hope it's working. And I think that's the thing. I can't even make a good video about this because I'm not really at a point where I fully processed everything. But yeah, a lot has changed. Even this. I am Muslim, and I was born Muslim, but I was a hijabi for a while, and then I stopped wearing it for like a year, from like 2025 to like literally last month. But at the beginning of last month, again, after my friend's passing, I don't know, I went to the mosque and I went to his funeral, and they were talking about how often he would do his dhikr, which is like an Islamic thing, where you just kind of like, it's like remembrance of God. He would do like 5,000 times a day. And I just thought, I want this, you know? He was like the nicest person I knew as well. And I was like, if I can be nice and pious and have a genuine like love for God, then I want that. And so I started wearing my hijab again, and that's one of my first steps to getting there. And it's been weird, but it's also been okay, I guess. I don't know, it's been like a little blend of both. Oh my god, there's 2 cats over there together. That's so cute. But it's been a little blend of frustration, getting used to it, and I think just kind of like parting with my desires. And unfortunately, I have been feeling very insecure over the past maybe like 2 years. I don't really know why, but it is something that I'm trying to work on. And I think wearing the hijab, it's not necessarily that it worsens it, but it's just like you are treated so differently when you start wearing a headscarf. But yeah, it's an adjustment, and again, it's also one that I don't really have much to say about because I've only just started wearing it again. But a lot, and I'm saying a lot has changed, but I think a lot is changing. I think I'm still going through that change, and it's a change in terms of friendships, and it's a change in terms of religiosity, and I think it's also a change in terms of ego. I managed to get an interview for a really good job. I was kind of, honestly, I was surprised I even managed to get the interview, but it was a weird one. I went, and you know, I kind of expected rejection, and I was rejected. This is not like oh, and it worked out. No, I was rejected from the job, but I don't know, it didn't really sting anymore. I think I've kind of reached the point where I'm just like, what will be will be. And for someone who's always been somewhat of like a planner and tried to have a certain like, oh, this is gonna, again, the like scheduling and the noting things down, and this is gonna work at this point and blah blah blah, like doing that whole thing again. So I'm just trying to make sure the cats don't go under the car. But yeah, just going through that whole experience again has been a bit of an eye-opener. I think I am one of those people that tries to convince myself that this will work at this time and this will happen at this time. And I'm finally learning almost in every facet of my life to just go with the flow. Things are gonna happen. Like, I crashed my car, and it wasn't, I mean, it was my fault, but it was like, I don't know, it just kind of happened. And then it's like, that's one thing that's happened. Making new friends and like just building new connections with people and just hanging out with people on a whim. That's newish, I guess. Or sort of like a renewed thing. And yeah, like finances, relationships, just kind of everything. Faith. I'm trying to go with the flow. And I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if it is. I don't have the results. I don't really know what it will yield. But I am actually enjoying it, maybe. And I don't even know if I can say that. I'm just finding my footing right now. But I really do hope it works out. I guess I also hope the whole noting things down would work out. And it was fine, but it don't really... In this chapter of my life, it's not really working. It used to, but now, not really. And that's okay. I think it's scary, but it is okay. I'm just trying to figure things out. And I guess everybody's just trying to figure things out. But yeah, this is not advisory in any way. It is just me rambling about going with the flow. I don't even know what time it is. It's like 10 p.m, maybe like 10:30. And it's been really hot. There's a heat wave in the UK right now. I'm probably not going to make another video for a while. I was thinking about making a proper video, but I don't even know when I'd have time for that. Because I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I've been agreeing to a lot of like projects as well, but they're all voluntary. It's all volunteer stuff. So I don't know, I've just kind of agreed to doing a load of stuff. I'm kind of just going with the flow. Wow. Everything go with the flow. And now I just have to like really accept that and let myself go with the flow. So I will say this channel will also be going with the flow, and we will see when I upload next. But right now I gotta go home and sleep. So bye.